One thing that often strikes me when I come home to Australia, and after so many years overseas, and then more recently to Vietnam, is really what a lucky country we have, and by and large, what excellent health facilities we have. You're with Roger from the MSC Mission Office. This is Mission Alive, and I'm back in Sydney. One of the projects we fund in Vietnam is for some sick people. I'll show you some slides. The first one is of a young man who had an accident off a motorbike and he is in very bad way, has been for at least a couple of years, and he was the first one that we were asked to help fund. And our policy a little bit was we don't fund individual cases, so we decided to give our director, Brother Hong, a larger amount and at his discretion to help sick people. I want to present some of those sick people today. This young man that you will see shortly came off a motorbike. He's bedridden and in pretty bad shape, more or less from the waist down. This is him lying in bed in his home, not in a hospital, not in a facility. He's a very bright young man, and as you can see, his upper body, shoulders and chest is in pretty good shape. And I'll tell you a little story about him in a moment. This is a little bit shocking, his injuries to the legs. So it's pretty bad and looks pretty bad, and I found it a little bit confronting and a little bit shocking. When I was with him, I was a little bit stunned, and I looked at him at one stage and I said to the others who would interpret, I said, "Tell him, sorry, I have no words." And I didn't know what to say. I had no words. And I looked at him a bit more and I started thinking, and it was obviously an intelligent young man. So I went over to him and I said, I put my hands and I said, "Give me your hands." I said, "Tell him, give him your hands." And I got his hands and I squeezed. And I said, "Tell him to squeeze." And he did, quite strongly. And we did this for a while. And then I said, there are types of exercise you can do. It's what we used to call the isometric exercises. It's like your body pushing against itself like that, or pulling different ways where you use your body muscle against the body muscle to do it, to exercise. And this was quite popular at one stage. So I said to him what he needs to do, and if somebody can help him get some therapy or someone who knows what they're doing, to help him to do upper body exercise and build up, his upper body, and even to get a couple of small 1 kilo dumbbells so he could exercise a bit. So that was one thing. And the more I looked at him, and he responded well to what I was saying, he's a very intelligent young man. And so I said, "Can he read?" I said, "Yes, it's grade 9 education." And I said, "Get him to read, get him books, get him anything to read and keep his mind active and develop his mind. And see if you can find someone, a teacher or an ex-teacher or something, who can actually teach him more about reading and more about writing." Then one of our young Vietnamese students, a seminarian who was with me doing a lot of the translation, he said later, he could do artwork. I said, "Yes, he could do art. Get him what he needs to do art. And write. He could write his story. He could write poetry. He could write anything." So it's the next step. There's not much we can do for him more medically, but we could do something more for him in that line of developing himself as a person. And so I'll try and keep in contact with that one and try and do something. So these are some of the cases of sick people that we are supporting. And in that situation where they're very poor and facilities are not good, it is really a mission to support them. There are probably hundreds, thousands more, but we do a little bit in a small way, as best we can. And this is part of our mission. We do what we can. Thank you for being with us.